Hello, guys. Welcome in tonight. I am, hold on here. Let me add somebody to the stage here. So hopefully you can hear me because I got my AirPods in. Let's see there, what's going on here? I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear
Very
me?
strange. I can hear you. I don't know why, but it won't let me go landscape tonight. It's the weirdest
Maybe
thing.
I can here, flip it back. I'll try it like that.
Okay.
We'll just do it like that.
All right, there we are.
And
You know what? I think I'll put some mascara on for this live.
while we're going here,
That's good.
I
Well,
think
everyone can see me
let
put
me
on. Oh no! I got some mascara on my hair.
Let me go ahead and I'm going to start talking while you do that.
Okay.
Let me know if I'm too loud because I don't know how these are sounding.
You sound okay.
So,
You sound a little bit far. At least on my end. Or frozen.
oh wait, is that we might be losing internet because of this rainstorm.
Yeah.
Of course. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Our next one's coming up in like end of August. I am going to keep talking here. Hopefully, I think our internet is going to go out though, based on this, because we have a big storm over us. So hopefully you can hear us okay. We are live, and this happens in Florida, as you know, Kathy. Today, I want to introduce a new segment. Actually, it's Brittany's idea, which I love this idea. We're going to introduce a new segment called Cruise Ship Review of the Week. So we each are going to pick or find a review, or we have one already, or whatever, that we feel is worthy to share with you, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, or maybe all three. And unless you want to go ahead and add anything, I guess I'll just start going in with that.
No, go for it.
Hey, Dave, welcome in. How are you? Let me put Kathy's comment there. And then here is Dave. All right. Well, I have a few of them. And forgive me, I'm going to be looking down. And I thought I had the camera kind of better in the center this time. But I have one here. This is the worst one I found. Well, it's not really that bad. It's just negative. And it's for the Celebrity Reflection, which we were just on, and we will be going on again here at the end of August. The title of this is probably my favorite. It just says "Worst Cruise Ever," 1 star.
Intense.
And exactly, that's what I said when I read it, and all in capital. This is, of course, on Cruise Critic website, part of the TripAdvisor family. This is a review for the Western Caribbean cruise on Celebrity Reflection. Now, this is from December of 2019. Just to keep that in mind, also. It looks like
So this
not a lot of
was
people are.
before the dry dock?
Yes.
Okay.
Or before the pandemic, also, just before. Overall, he just gave it a 1 star, but he gave some pretty good marks: fitness and recreation, public restrooms, dining, embarkation, and the cabin was 50-50. But value for the money, 1 star out of 5, and then service 1 out of 5. And basically, he says we chose this cruise because we are doing a week-long teaching cruise with one of our favorite bridge teachers. So I'm assuming he's in the world of navigation, or I guess, right? There are 3 days that we could not use our bathroom for hours because the toilets on that side of the deck were clogged. The staff at guest services was hostile in general, but especially during toilet problems. The dining room was dirty, e.g., previous dinner food under the table. We tried to use our balcony, but it was rusty and generally unwelcoming. Whatever. I think that's kind of whatever. And we just drank the water and wanted to buy as we needed, but their salespeople were very pushy about buying a package that included much more water than we could ever use. So I'm assuming just a drink package. We tried to arrange for a private driver to get us home. I made 6 phone calls, which were not returned. And then we had to hunt the staff member down myself. I'm not sure what that's about. more I think to give you remember in capital sail with this line again. And then real quick, he gave a review of the cabin, which is weird. But the support staff on one was unavailable in every possible way. I'm not sure what that means really on one. I am a bit computer savvy, but the procedure to connect was quirky. Now, I guess it is, but we had no trouble. So I don't know. I just think maybe he has very high standards, and Celebrity at that moment did not meet his expectations. So I don't know. I kind of disagree with a lot of that based on our recent sailing. Now, we did have issues with drainage in multiple rooms with the showers, and I'm not sure if that's just something they're going to fix. Maybe the plumbing is too small for the amount of water that's coming out now. I don't know. It was draining, but I noticed when you had the water on full pressure, it would start collecting in the shower pan area. And so I just would turn it down a little bit and it would all drain out nicely. But
yeah, and that actually is a pretty common theme across a lot of cruise ships. I'm noticing is that there just seems to be a lot of plumbing issues.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
yeah,
we've had a few of ours too.
Yeah,
and I guess it's a miracle when you think about it. How many rooms are on a ship? What, 2,000 maybe?
Yeah,
and
true.
Like 2,000 toilets plus public toilets plus if anything goes wrong. I mean, I think they do a pretty good job usually in maintaining. We have very bad rain above us. It's a lot of thunder right now, so
really bad right now.
Hopefully the lights stay on. But hey, I've got a battery light on me right now, but our internet will cut out. So hopefully this is not a quick. I mean, hopefully we can finish the hour up. Dave is doing great here. I'm the same. Okay, awesome. I kind of figured that, but I wasn't sure. Welcome in. I appreciate that. Oh, Celebrity Infinity for Kathy. The too old ship and too many people. The only thing was the destination. We had the worst cabin attend. Ooh, really?
On Infinity. Okay, I don't think we've ever been on Infinity.
And I think that's part of the Millennium class. So I think the Summit, or is that part of the Reflection? Hold on, I have it right here. Do you have one you want to read, or do you want me to? I have another one that I found interesting.
No, yeah, go ahead. Then I can do mine.
This was actually a good one, maybe. I won't say a good one, but oh wait, hold on. Hopefully I didn't lose it. This is this is a good one. This is a 5 out of 5 stars. And basically the cruisers in general, like us cruisers, give it a 4.2 out of 5 on Cruise Critic, and the editors give it a 4.0 out of 5. And I love the title of this one because this is kind of what I felt about every celebrity ship we've been on, except for the newest ones. This mature lady does not show her age, and that's the title. So I knew it was going to be somewhat. It's quite extensive, the review, but basically he just gave good marks on the food was much improved from the previous time. And this is a more recent review. This was someone age 70, and this was June of this year. So this was this last month. Embarkation, everything was great except for the cabin was 4 out of 5. But that's kind of what I would probably give our sailing to. The cabin probably had the worst marks out of everything, and even that is going to be improved once they give it another facelift. But overall, everything was spot on. The service, the specialty dining. He had a pretty age diverse group with him, his family, and everybody had stuff to do. And he said that it was false, basically, that there's not activities available for everybody, and which is what I say. Even when there's no water slides on a celebrity ship, there's still a lot to do. But that's pretty much a good one. There's one more I have that's it's quite extensive and it's on Reddit, and it's a celebrity reflection review, basically exactly what we've been talking about. Very in depth, and I'm not going to read it, but I just said I would always go to Reddit, and I trust them a little more because it seems like they do a lot of work. Like they have statistics, they have price points that are active right now, and then previous price points. So like this went up in price from last year, and like they do a lot of the legwork. So you might just have to read a couple of reviews and then formulate your own plan. But honestly, we've had bad reviewed ships, and we've been enjoying them awesomely. So I wouldn't let that stop you. But I just kind of wanted to throw that in there, that Reddit was very almost too knowledgeable for me with the amount of information that it gave you for just one review. And I was like shocked by like, this guy knows the data of the carpet in the hallways, and that it needs to be refreshed, and that's coming up on this day. And it's just very interesting, and I recommend checking it out. And that's pretty much it for my reviews tonight. So I'm going to end off there.
No, those are great. So unfortunately, I cannot find the one that I'm looking for, but I can kind of do it by memory. It wasn't necessarily a review, but it was a bit of a question. And you know how they say there's no such thing as dumb questions? I don't know that I believe that statement. I think there are absolutely dumb questions in the world. So this particular individual, I cannot remember what cruise ship they were on. I want to say it was Norwegian. Is it Norwegian that they're like upper class is the haven?
Yeah.
Okay. So they wrote on whatever Facebook group, hi, we're in the Haven Suites on Norwegian Bliss or whatever. Just wanted to know. Oh, here we go. I think I found it. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me read it.
Cool.
Okay. It says, does anyone know on the Bliss if there are dedicated lifeboats for guests sailing in the Haven? Hopefully, they are a little more spacious than the normal ones and, of course, have priority boarding. Just finished watching the online safety video, and it didn't really cover how it's handled. I am platinum and will be staying in the Haven on my next sailing. Looking forward to sailing with y'all. I was like, what?
Wow.
Priority booking on, or priority embarkation onto a lifeboat. I'm like, oh my God.
They sound like somebody that was on the Titanic, like one of the rich, wealthy people. Yeah. The attitude, that's crazy.
It was so funny. Obviously a anonymous member. So
I wonder if they were trolling a little bit. That seems, do people really think like that in an emergency situation? Like, hold on, I'm Haven. Let me get to my double-decker lifeboat here.
That's crazy. I want to hope that it's a troll or just a funny, I'm trying to get on to Entitlement of the Seas. I don't know. I really don't know. The way it's worded, there is nothing in there indicating like this is a joke, haha. Like I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
So
I love that one. That was a good one.
One of my favorite parts of reading stuff like this, of course, is going through all of the comments and getting, seeing people's take on it. A lot of people said very similar things that you just did, like the Titanic. When we got on the first class, when they got all the first class passengers off first, then all the peasants were allowed to perish. Someone wrote, this has to be a joke. There's a meme of, will lifeboats be seated according to class? And it's got Rose's mom on there. And I think that was a line in the movie. I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah. Or something like that.
It said, and then this person answers it honestly. Says priority booking when on the ship on embarkation day. Hey, look at me! I'm at the highest status than you peasants are, so I want that lifeboat, meaning the bigger one, and I want to pick my seat. So, anyways, they just go hard. Another funny one was somebody posted. Basically, it's supposed to be like the door, but it's like a log floating in the water. I thought that was really funny. Another person says, in this group, it's definitely not a joke. I was removed for defending the, quote, little people who were brutally attacked for asking questions. Wow. This group is full of cheerleading know-it-alls. None are helpful, blah, blah, blah. They go on to this whole thing about how it's very possible that was a real question. So this person wrote, I saw this back in 1912. It didn't end well. That was funny.
I like that.
So anyways, I thought that was freaking hilarious. So just to clarify, in case anybody is like, I'm not sure. no, there is no priority embarkation onto a lifeboat, regardless of whether or not you have a suite or not. They will board the lifeboats as the people come. They are not going to hold everybody back, wait for first class to the suite people to get on, and then allow, what, balcony rooms, then ocean view, then interior. Like, it's not going to happen. So,
I can't believe somebody thinks like that. It blows my mind when you think, like, it's funny, but then you're like, there's people out there living life like that, thinking because they could afford, anyone could buy a Haven suite, and I maybe on a credit card or whatever. That doesn't mean, like, I don't know. It's crazy. Wow.
So
Entitlement.
I don't have necessarily a good review, but I did want to bring up a review rating of a ship. So as a lot of people know, we're going to be going on to Allure of the Seas, and that will be happening hopefully sometime in November. So I went online because I was like, I wonder what the ship looks like and how things are going. On cruisecritic.com, Allure of the Seas is rated a 5 out of 5. I don't know how updated that rating is, but that's an incredible, I mean, it's the number one rating. So then I went on to the people's rating, if you will, and Allure still has a 4.1 out of 5. And we're talking about a ship that's what, how old is she? She's got to be, I don't even know at this point how old.
I think 2014, maybe?
Okay, so 10 years old.
Maybe.
So 10 years old.
Let me see. Go ahead. I'll check while you.
And I want to say the most recent reviews are still looking really good. I have a review from June 14th, 5 stars. A couple people have rated it a little bit. What's that?
2009, November 20th.
Yeah, I thought she was an older ship.
Wow.
Because 2009, so she came out after Oasis, but
I thought they came out in like 2010 and after. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, maybe.
So Reflection's newer than the Allure. I didn't know that.
It's crazy. And she's still getting fantastic reviews. 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. I do have one that says she leaves a little bit to be desired. I think the complaints are going back to Allure is a shorter cruise. And so people are complaining about, like, that's the complaint though. But I mean, there's ones that, first time cruisers, 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, exceeded my expectations. Wow. Really amazing ship, amazing first cruise. So I do think that Allure in the Oasis class kind of sets the bar. So a lot of these people who are taking these shorter trips and this is their first cruise, like, they better stay that class and above, or that, that size and that entertainment and above. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to go on Allure because I was a little bit nervous that she was going to have some lower ratings, that she was going to be dated. But
me too, actually. That's good. That's good to know or think about, because I was a little apprehensive too, because I want to go, but then I'm like, now it's like an old ship. But I guess not. If people are still ready, and I want to try that restaurant that Destination Fun mentioned, because that's going away after dry dock. That Spanish, I think Sabor, the Spanish specialty restaurant, and I really want to try that. It's supposed to be really good, but I don't know why they would get rid of it. So interesting. Yeah, I can't wait for Allure either.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hey guys, if you are here, thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind, if you could drop us a hello in the chat, and then if you have not already, can you go ahead and like the video and possibly share it out? We've got 4 of you in here right now. We would love to see more. I think that we just didn't do a good job of reminding everybody that we're on tonight.
Maybe
and so
not.
That's on me. What's that?
Oh yeah, maybe not. Let me go. I'm gonna on TikTok live real quick and see if I can get people in.
So yeah, if you guys could throw a hello in the chat, just so we know we're not talking to, nothing. We would love to see you guys. And if you have any comments on any of the ships, please highlighting them as they come up, and hopefully really get this engaging and going. But yeah, so we are definitely excited. Our next, I know you talked about a little bit, but our next cruise is going to be Reflection. We were just on Reflection. So that's really exciting. It's going to make for a lot of back-to-back content, I think, on the YouTube channels. So we're going to have to find a way to maybe in the middle, or I don't know, find some way to not have it be so repetitive. We'll see. But yeah, we're excited. And then we have some more offers that have come in. We're starting to see casino offers in through, gosh, I think March. I think they have sailings all the way
Yeah.
from March. Hi, Mom Boss. There we go. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Hey, Mom
It's a
Boss.
little rainy here. How's everybody's 4th of July? I want to know how all that went for y'all. We had a pretty low key 4th of July, so that was pretty awesome. We just chilled out. We didn't. What's that?
It was relaxing. We got to sleep in.
Yeah.
I slept until like 9:15, which was amazing.
Hey, Dave. Dave's still here with us. Thank you, Dave. We appreciate
Thank you, Dave.
We love it. We love it. But yeah, so we're excited. We actually are just now starting to really get into more of our planning for not only Jubilee, which will be sometime this year, but also for next year, our 29-day cruise from Australia to Japan to Alaska. So kind of, really starting to get into it. They just released prices for airplane rides over, which makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm still trying.
Sorry.
What's that?
I was telling them to come to YouTube.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, I'm still trying to, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out maybe how we could go a little bit longer than 29 days. I know that sounds crazy, but
might as well make it 2 months if you're going to be gone for 1 month.
Like, that's not a hop, skip, and jump. Like, it takes a minute to get to Australia. So if you're going to go,
and what if you never go back?
Well, we have dogs. If we didn't have dogs, that'd be it. Yeah. You guys will know when our dogs are no longer with us, because we will be planning a world cruise. So it's probably going to be 10 years because one of them is still young, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited. They're still young.
One of them. The other two.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Bobo?
The other
he's
two are
with
pretty old. Yeah, Bobo's with me.
Well, you did everything on the 3rd. That's what us too, like, worked and didn't really do anything. I think we stayed home. No, we went out late. We went out to eat, but more like a late lunch. Not
we did.
Dinner,
we had to get Sonny's Barbecue, America. And then what else did we do? Was that it? I don't think we did. Oh, we went shopping. We went to Books A Million, and it's a brand new Books
Barnes
A Million.
Barnes and Nobles.
It's really nice.
Barnes and Nobles.
Barnes and Nobles. Sorry, I get them all confused.
We're not used to having Barnes and Nobles. Mom Boss, I hope you are you saying that you weren't feeling well? You haven't been feeling well? I'm sorry. That's the best thing to do is rest. Yeah. Hydrate, rest. I hope you feel better. I hate that feeling of feeling unwell, and it's not good.
Yeah.
And as we get older, it can happen more and more, it seems like, at least with me. I mean, not anything bad, but so I hope the best for you. Definitely. The rest probably was good for you. Well, I guess that's it. Let's
do a week in review. You want to do a week in review and cruise news?
I kind of wanted to talk. Yes, I did want to bring up some current topic. What were you going to talk about first?
No, nothing. I was just going to go over some news stuff, but if you've got something, let's hear it.
I wanted to talk about that big fight that just happened on Carnival.
That's part of cruise news for sure. That was
you were going to talk about that? You were going to talk about that?
No, I knew we were going to talk about it, but no, that hit all of the socials. I have seen that video on TikTok. I have seen that video on Facebook. And for those of you who are under a rock or maybe are not on the cruise ship algorithm, which I think if you're with us, you probably are on cruise algorithm.
Yeah.
There was a really interesting, shall we say, fight on board a Carnival ship. Do you know the name of the ship?
It was Carnival Paradise.
Oh, of course it was the Paradise.
It was the Paradise. 3 a.m. on it says in early June. The final day of a Caribbean cruise in early June.
Hats off to my man who filmed that. He did a great job. Do you have a way of putting the video up or no?
No, I can't do that. His name is Nick Richardson. He's on TikTok. He also posted it on YouTube, it looks like. And but the social media platform removed the clip. Oh, on TikTok removed the clip. He told
Really?
USA Today. So he's been interviewed by USA Today. He's 43 years old, and he just woke up at 3 a.m. He was starving. He wanted to get some pizza. That's all he wanted to
was
do.
maybe a little. We're not sure.
Might have been drinking a little bit previously in the evening,
He might have
but
had some help with his funness. You said just
sorry
me?
guys,
Am I doing a solo show? Oh,
we
there
are
we go.
having very bad rain right now, so our internet is reliant on the clouds not being there, and of course there's tons of clouds right now, so that's not good. So we apologize about that. You were there when one guy got arrested. I did read that all the parties involved have been fined and banned from going on the Carnival cruises in the future. And it was I still don't know what the fight was about, but it involved about 10 different people, and security showed up. And the guy who posted the video had nothing but praise for security and the employees. Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to come through very well. Hold on.
Maybe you take, okay, you have it just on sale. That's funny. It got pretty crazy. It was one of the most violent fights I've seen, with just destroying property, basically.
A lot of plates, a lot of aftermath for sure. I'm
It
on a
might not
severe
load right
delay,
now.
so I'm having a hard time. Yeah, but no, it was insane, and I hats off to him. He did a fantastic job capturing it. I will give him credit for that for sure.
It was
So
entertaining. He made humor out of it, which was funny, because it's not funny, but it is funny when you reduce everything and just say, why are these grown adults acting like this? Like kids throwing stuff.
yeah,
It's
it
just
was it
crazy.
was definitely wild. We what was I going to say? Oh, for those of you who don't know, if you haven't figured, so Carnival is known as more of like the party crowd ship. You know, people have a really good time. They're known for their sail away parties. Like, their their activities crew is called the Fun Squad. Like, they don't shy away from doing fun things, right?
Right.
But Christine Duffy, who is the, I believe, president, CEO, I'm not 100% sure,
I think
but
so,
basically
yeah.
the head honcho of Carnival, she's done. She is over it. She doesn't want to deal with it anymore. She's tired of this reputation. And so she very, very much has taken on a zero tolerance policy. And you will get banned. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you were in the right or if you were in the wrong. You will get banned. Oh, I lost you.
Uh-oh.
What
Oh, I
happened?
thought you leaned over.
No,
That's great.
I don't know
I
what
thought you
happened.
went.
I don't know what's
Oh, you get
happening
to
right
see our nice AC system we have going on there.
now. Yeah.
That Those are the
Um,
best things though. When your AC is not working good, just get a window unit. Cut your
it's
losses.
crazy hot, crazy hot. I need to got a little bit of water damage I need to fix too. But anyways, so let me send this away. So yes, so if you have, it's so funny. I'm watching this in such a delay. It just messed up. There we go.
Oh,
Man,
you're
good thing
watching it on.
I wasn't pulling one of those like I had pants on, thankfully. Anyways, so what am I saying? Yeah, so if you go on a Carnival ship and you are best to just walk away. If somebody starts
Wow.
something, and if it's just a matter of defending your honor, how much is your honor worth? Like, is it worth getting banned? Because they're very much like airplanes now, like zero tolerance, zero tolerance.
Yeah, they're not
So,
playing games anymore, and it only makes sense because that can sour your whole cruise if something, especially if you have children or your elderly parents or something with you, and you just there's people throwing plates of food and stuff around you. Like, come on,
yeah,
stay home if you're going to act like that. Go out on the streets at home and take care of business. Don't do that in somebody else's vacation. And this
right.
rain is picking up really bad again. Holy crap! Well,
It's pretty intense.
Dave said, "Sorry, wrong cruise. I was on a live today where there was an issue." Really? I need to find out what that was.
Where what happened?
He was on a live today and there was an issue and some guy got arrested.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see here. All right, you got anything else for me before I jump into this?
No, go ahead. You are breaking up sometimes, but I think we both are. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, you're breaking up too. Dang.
Hopefully the rain stops.
Yep. Was the headliner. Headline news was definitely that fight this week. In Disney Cruise news, nothing crazy, just that Disney has actually changed their all-on-board time from 4 o'clock to 3 o'clock, so nothing crazy. And this is for their, I believe, Lighthouse. What is the island? Sorry.
Oh, the new one.
The Lookout Cay at Lighthouse
Okay.
Point. The new one.
Okay.
Most of the itineraries had a 4 p.m. all-on-board time. Now it is a 3 p.m. all-on-board time. And if you know anything about Disney and this new island and its 5-mile dock, you definitely want to plan to make sure that you do not miss the ship. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get to the one side of the dock and you're going to see the ship just sailing away. And you're going to try to sprint and you're not going to make it. Because I think on average it's about a 15-minute walk is what we're seeing.
I think so,
from
yeah.
A 12 to 15-minute walk. 18 if you're really struggling or you've got kids, that walk a little bit slower. So definitely budget that time in if you plan on going on Disney's new private island, and be aware because Lord knows that we have made that mistake where we have thought all on board time was one time and it was a different time. I guess the only positive to that is it is Disney's private island, so I'm sure they're willing to wait a little bit longer, and they're going to come hunt you down. So, but you don't want Mickey having to come find you. You get in trouble.
No. He'll take the gloves off.
He will take the gloves off. Yeah, exactly. Other Disney news, the Disney Dream is actually going to be going to dry dock, and it's going to be a pretty significant dry dock. So that's exciting because I believe is the Dream the one that somebody had recommended was more for adults, and I cannot remember.
I think the older ones, like not the new, but somebody said the new one is good too for people with no kids. The Wish.
Okay.
But,
the Wish. Okay. So the Wish actually, I believe, just went to dry dock not that long ago. Don't quote me.
Well, it's pretty new, I believe. The Wish.
Yes. So they, I guess one of the biggest things that's going to be happening is Disney. I never noticed this about Disney, that they have double stacks on Disney ships. Some of them.
Yes.
And so the Dream has a single stack. So they're going to be adding a second stack, a second funnel, I guess is what they're called. And it says the ship will get a duplex funnel suite added onto it. So maybe it already has two,
I've heard of that.
Suite, not 100% sure. So that's pretty exciting.
It looks like it has two on it now when I'm looking at it.
Okay, so maybe they're just adding the suite part of it. It says it's going to be created inside the vessel's forward funnel, paying homage to the Disney Dream's stern character and theme to the classic Walt Disney animation film Fantasia. I hated Fantasia as a kid.
I love that, actually.
Hot take. I hated it. It used to give me nightmares. It really did. I don't know why.
I liked it because it was just music. There wasn't no singing. It was kind of dark, creepy. I kind of liked it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe as an adult, I'm going to have to go back and watch it because it definitely was a little bit. The Disney Dream will also have a new concierge lounge, which is going to be Hercules themed, like a Mount Olympus theme. So that's pretty cool. I don't think that Hercules gets enough representation in the world of Disney, honestly.
Not really.
It really doesn't. Like, there's not, that I can think of, there's no area of any of the parks that's dedicated directly to just Hercules. So I loved Hercules as a kid. I thought it was a great movie. Again, I'll have to go back.
I never really saw that, I don't think.
They are going to be getting some refreshed check-in room, which I don't even honestly know what that is. I'm not a Disney person. Additional treatment rooms. Oh, okay, this is in the spa. So they're redoing the spa basically. And then they are adding a Mexican cantina restaurant. So that's exciting. The youth area is going to be undergoing refreshments. Undergo refreshments. Sorry, I'm thinking of like drinks. I need a nap. So yeah, that's exciting, and they're expecting it to be done ahead of the 2024-25 winter program. So I guess it's going in pretty soon. So that's exciting. It's happening over in Europe, which means they should have a transatlantic going there or back. So hopefully
they should. Now they are also releasing this year their newest ship, Disney Treasure. It looks like in December of 2024 the sailings begin.
Nice. Okay, I didn't know that.
And I just see that here because I was trying to look at their fleet, and it looks like the Disney Dream is the third in their fleet, followed by the Fantasy and the Wish, and then now the Treasure. Preceding that was the Wonder and the Magic, I believe, and they look really old compared to the Dream. They have a much older looking look to them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Dream looks pretty nice, and I think that's the one a lot of people say it's their favorite. Disney and Fantasy. Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy are. When you watch the other YouTubers out there, they're like, these are our favorite. Even though we like the Wish and the New, we prefer this class of Disney ship. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe we have to try it out.
I think we're going to have to eventually. We can't go all these cruises and not try Disney at least once. As much as I don't want to spend the money, we got to do it.
Right.
In other news, Hurricane Beryl, is that how you say it?
I think just Beryl.
Beryl? Really?
Yeah.
That's rural.
I have a cousin named Beryl in Honduras with that same spelling.
Hurricane Beryl.
Name.
So Hurricane Beryl.
We said Beryl.
Beryl. Ripped through the Caribbean this last week. I will say all the ships did a fantastic job of rerouting and keeping passengers safe. I think that's one of the major kind of scare points for a lot of people is like, I don't want to go on a cruise because of hurricanes. And it's like, no, they do a really good job of going around them. If they don't go around them,
honestly, I'd rather be on a ship that has a lot of supplies. If I'm in, say, if I lived in like Miami and they're getting another Hurricane Andrew situation, and I had the option to know, I have no kids, my family lives somewhere else, my dogs live somewhere else, I guess at that point, and we could hop on a ship for a week, I would do that because they're going to get away from all that. And if anything, they can always get supplies somewhere else. And I would feel safer on a ship. And a ship is one of the safest things to be on in like a tsunami situation. Also, if you're not in shallow water. So when a tsunami hits a ship in deep water, there's barely anything. It's barely noticeable. It's only when that wave hits the shell or the shallow waters that it rises or whatever. But ships are very safe, and I definitely agree with you on that. They did a great job, I think they always do, except for those few times in the past when it's usually human error, of course, and someone decides to do something against protocol. But yeah,
right, exactly. Costa is launching new Japan and South Asia cruises. So that's exciting. I think there's becoming a lot more focus on getting cruise ships over to Australia, New Zealand, Japan. So that's really exciting. And I actually just saw an article the other day about how they're really looking at bringing more cruises to India. So I think that this is really promising for the cruise industry because this means that no longer is it just the option of doing, Caribbean cruises, which there's nothing wrong with them. We go on them all the time. Obviously, they're right in our backyard, but it is really exciting to be able to expand and explore the world in different ships, bigger ships, in other places besides the Caribbean, because historically they sent all the big new ships to the Caribbean. And we're not seeing that now. Now we're seeing, some of the newer ships or the larger ships going over to Asia and Australia. And so really exciting for that because, this is helping me because I plan on doing that world cruise, make my own world cruise thing. And so the more ships that can, get sent over there, the more we have options for that kind of thing. So exciting. That's true. Exciting there.
I'm going to get caught up real quick on the chat. There's not much in there, but I just want to make sure I shout them out. So Dave said yes, never found out the details on that issue he was talking about. So if we find it, we'll have to share it, or
Okay.
vice versa. And then Mom Boss also just wanted to say that she loves our videos and lives on TikTok and YouTube, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Very nice.
Awesome.
And that's it. We are caught up. So I'll give it back to you.
No, I don't know if you have heard about the new initiative that citizens of Alaska are trying to put into place, but according to residents in Alaska, cruise ships have taken over, and it's become a problem. And residents are over it. They really are. And so there was a new law that is being put into place that is actually, it's not, I don't know if it's necessarily a law or if it's kind of just a mutual agreement amongst the cruise ships and local municipalities, but the cruise lines are going to be now scaling back when they're in port, how many ships, how many passengers they're bringing in. And they really thought that was a result. Yeah. They really did think that was a resolve. They thought that they had, really listened to the people, and this was going to be something that, was mutually beneficial to everybody, but it's not. Alaskan residents, not all. We have kind of a divided thing going on here, but there is an initiative going into place right now where citizens are, especially in Juneau, are voting on what they're calling Ship Free Saturday. So the voting will take place in October. And the goal here is that they want to have 1 day a week. That's all they're asking. 1 day a week where there are no cruise ships in port. And the reason they want this is because they want the opportunity to go and experience Alaska, as a resident, and not have to compete with local attractions, at local attractions with cruise ship passengers, right? Because it very much becomes overrun with the amount of people that are, coming in, and, it can be taxing on nature, that Alaska isn't really a place where, you're going to ride roller coasters and having a lot of concrete everywhere, right? So really what the residents are asking for is just 1 day a week, no cruise ships, let them enjoy their home without having to be overrun by cruise ship passengers. And so I kind of wanted to get your take on it and see what you think.
My thing with that is, I feel like you shouldn't be living in a port city. And I know maybe they've lived there for generations, but the idea of a port city is it's supposed to be busy. It's supposed to be bringing in goods, money, and people, and new things, and taking away your things. And so I don't know how I feel that. I understand, the green aspect and wildlife, and the foot traffic may not be good or the fuel in the bays or wherever, like the exhaust and all that stuff. But other than that issue, and I think the cruise ships nowadays do a great job at keeping clean or very green. And I think they stimulate the economy, and it's not all day. Like, you have to be back on board. And I know, like, 3 p.m., like, it's actually during like work hours. So I kind of argue with that. Like, you should be at work, or, well, I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's more beneficial to have them than to not. And then if you start cracking on 1 day, then all of a sudden, where are those ships going for that 1 day? They're going to go to the other days, or they're going to go somewhere else, or it's going to cancel a lot of things, because that Saturday is a big day for cruising. That's either your last day or your first day, or if you're on a long journey, it could be like in the middle or something. But I don't know. I kind of don't agree with that stance. I kind of think that's kind of what Alaska especially has always been about, was like, there's nothing there but wilderness. So it's a way for normal people who can't actually walk it and experience it without getting there like that for just 1 day, and seeing what it's like. A little glimpse. It's not even the real, it's just it's a tourist aspect. And every place we visited, I feel like there's nothing to do there but tourist activities, unless you live out of the city. Now Juneau is bigger. I remember that being pretty big, and like there's actually like neighborhoods and sections of it and roadways and all that stuff. But I kind of don't agree with that stance. I think, Key West is kind of doing that and they're cracking down. I think what they're compromising on is having them leave at a certain hour every day so they could all see the sunset and it's not this ugly thing on the horizon. But imagine if no cruise ships ever came back to Key West. Like that's a quick, everybody's spending $20 and plus they're getting port fees. So like minimum of $20. We spent how much there? And in Alaska, how much are you going to buy? You're going to get a shirt. You're going to get knickknacks. You're going to eat somewhere. I mean, you're stimulating that. Like, what are all those companies going to do? And I don't know. I don't agree with that necessarily. Now
Yeah,
if they
and
can
Juneau's not the
show,
only one who is doing it. I mean, Sitka is fighting for it. It looks
wow,
like we have. Whoops, sorry, I'm trying to scroll down here. We have Skagway who is looking to do something very similar. I
wow,
will play devil's advocate on this, and I will say it's not. I get what you're saying. I do see it. I actually don't think it would be the worst thing if it got rid of the limitations that were previously set. So if it
okay,
means that things are a little bit busier Monday, Sunday through Friday, and they get to have their one day, like I say, go for it. Like when a lot of these
yeah,
residents, started living there, it was not a cruise port. That was not what it was known for. And now it is. It brings very
yeah,
big industry. I do believe that, well, it's not that I believe, it's a lot of people have expressed that, they really do want, they don't want cruise ships to go away. They want them to
no,
stay. They make money off of them. Everything that you've said, right? Like it's an economy. It's a booming. It's no different than Florida. People stopped coming to Florida. We would have
yeah.
to very quickly find another way to support ourselves as a state because we
We would have to pay
are,
a state tax at that
yeah,
point.
we are a tourist economy. Like that's what we, from the tip of from Key West all the way up to the Panhandle, all the way across to Jacksonville. Like it's what, the majority of us are in some kind of industry that is supported either by a university or supported by tourism.
Yeah,
Very, very few are now all agriculture. It used to be agriculture, now it's not. And so I feel like, and I don't know Alaska well enough to know, what else their economy is supported by, but I would venture to say that if they lost tourism, they would lose a lot of things and
oh
maybe
yeah. I think
lose.
it's just fishing and maybe logging and gold, mining and different things like that. But it's mainly
Yeah.
tourism at this point.
And I would love
And
to know if you guys in the who are here watching, if you want to throw it in the chat, kind of what your thoughts are. I would love to know. I am. I very much take the stance that it is their home. I am
yeah,
a visitor, and if this is what they want, they're not telling us we can't come anymore. They're just saying, "Hey, listen, we want a day off. We don't want to see y'all today." Fine. Will it put a strain on the cruising industry? A very tiny one. They can rework their
right.
itineraries and they can figure it out. But I think in order to be, to cohabitate and to have a relationship in which they don't despise us coming,
Yeah.
I think that if they're asking for one day a week, give them the day. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
I
Um,
just think Saturday. Now maybe it isn't a big day up there because I guess you leave usually on a 7-day cruise. You leave a port Saturday or Sunday,
I
so
think
maybe
it
that's not a
varies.
busy day for them.
Yeah, I think it varies because it depends on the cruise line, right? Because there's only so many cruises that can come into port on any given day, and so I think that um, different lines are at different times, and so I do think Saturdays are busy, but I mean, they're already declining how many people can actually come in. So it looks like Juneau recently adopted a voluntary limit on cruise ships that would cap cruise ship passengers at 16,000 per day starting in 2026. And
Somebody
this
was
is,
talking about that, and that makes more sense now how you explained it. I thought they were kind of blowing smoke, but now I see it makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. And so, I say it's going to be
Basically,
one of
it's going to
those,
drive the price up. Sorry, in that season. So the Alaska tickets are going to be more expensive 2026 versus right now. And they're like, you need to go now because in 2026 the prices are going to be higher because they're going to have those caps in place. So
yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, and I mean, it's, we'll see how it all shakes out in the wash, but we'll know come October. October they will vote on it, and we will know whether or not we won't be sailing to sailing to Juneau on Saturdays, and then what that means for Sitka and for Skagway. And is there another? I feel like I'm forgetting another port.
There's Ketchikan, Skagway,
and so
what's the other one? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't something that they have. This isn't new, right? Like they really have been trying to limit cruise passengers, and so this is something that the community is very passionate about, and it's their community. So, in order for us, I feel like, to still be welcomed by them, we shouldn't force ourselves upon them.
Right.
If it gets to the point where like cruise ships can only come one day a week, and it's affecting people beyond, once it starts affecting the actual community, I think that's when my stance would change. But if businesses believe that one day a week is not going to hurt them, and they're voting for it, and this is what they want, then absolutely, like, I'm going to support them in what they want. So
that's true. If it's like a vote and the people, even the business owners and the employees, they all voted for it, then I agree with them, because they know what they need and want. I just have a feeling that it's not a consensus there is what I'm thinking. And I think it's maybe some of the rich or the elite in that area are, they want to come into town in their Land Rovers and not have 50 people staring at them in the coffee shop. But I just got a feeling it's the few, but we'll see. It's because I don't think that's a bad day to do it, and then Sunday, that way they would have a weekend. Kind of what Dave, I think Dave here. Thank you, Dave. He says, you guys are great. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
But he says, give them that day. It's like their weekend. Yeah, that's true. I'm just all about the economy. And that's, I've pretty much just worked service my whole life. And I just think that, I guess that's the only way to approach it right now. Like, you don't want to limit every day. So you don't want to say, okay, everybody out at 1 p.m. I just think most people stay right in the port. Like when we went to Alaska, there's excursions, they take you away, but the majority of the people just get off, walk around, shop a little bit, eat, and then they get back on the ship. It's very, I don't think they're dirtying the place. I could be wrong. Maybe they're throwing trash around, and maybe just having to bring truckloads of merchandise in is bad for the environment too. But I don't know. I don't remember it being crazy and crowded like other places. I thought it was more of a, well, it's cold, let's just walk around here and get some souvenirs, some knickknacks, and let's get back on the ship. Or that's how I felt most places. If we didn't, anyway, you're right though. I do agree. If the people want it, let them have it.
Let them have it.
It's their home.
So I think that's pretty much it in this week's cruise newsing segment. I don't know. Do you guys like this? Do you like us kind of doing a weekly wrap up of all the cruise news? I think I could have a little bit more organized next time. I just, on the spur of the moment, was like, we needed something to talk about. So next time I can actually put it together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with it, so I appreciate that. I didn't really have nothing to contribute but my opinion. So I appreciate you did a lot of work. Thank you.
Your opinion, everybody who's in the chat, their opinion, let's hear it. I want to know. I mean, this affects us, right? Like, as cruisers, as travelers, like, we have to keep on top of this kind of stuff. Also, this is not financial advice, but a lot of you might notice that cruise stocks dip when there's a hurricane. So buy low, sell high. Just saying, as the kids say.
I wonder why that is. Maybe people are scared they're going to be damaged, so they pull out.
Maybe I
don't know. They're not going to be able to sail for like 2 weeks.
Plummeted this week.
Really?
Like, it plummeted. I'm like, and then I was like, oh yeah, the hurricane. And so I went on to one of the financial websites, and I was like, yep, sure enough, like, they're attributing it to the hurricane. So, buy during, not financial advice, but buy during hurricane. I am buying during hurricane season. Let me put it that way, so I'm not influencing anybody. I buy during hurricane season, and I hold, I don't sell.
Yeah, you're sitting on some good stocks there. Proud of you.
Yeah, there was nothing better than that Carnival stock post-COVID. Oof, it was great. So
Yeah,
I hope
what was it, like $7 a share or something like that?
Yeah, I think I at first averaged in at like 8.27 or something like that. Now I'm up to about like 15, but I think we're sitting at, last time I checked it was like 17.20 something. I don't know where we're at right now, but definitely a recommendation. And my dad never believes me, and I keep telling him, I'm like, invest in cruise, like cruising industry is growing. I promise.
She's good at picking stocks. I will say that. You always pick some good ones, even if you don't always invest in them right away. When you say something, and then you come back, you're like, "Look, I told you," and I'm like, "What?"
We are down to 17.16 right now, so I will be buying some stock for sure. I'm still up, but just because of COVID, but definitely buying some stock this week. So exciting.
Hey, I think that's a good tip, and that's something I didn't even think about. Like, I never look at the stock during hurricane season, but it makes sense. And anytime there's a threat that could possibly make the industry, get damaged or get on, paused or something for 2
Maybe
weeks,
it
3
wasn't the
weeks. So
hurricanes. Maybe the fight. Maybe the fight
maybe
is
the
what made the
fight. It
stock
could be
plummet.
everything.
In that case,
It's just
if everyone could go on the cruise ship and fight, really dip it down low, and then I'll buy in. I'm just kidding.
How about nobody fights and then raise the prices up? The stock. Well, yeah, the stock prices, not the cruise prices. That's funny. I like that.
For sure.
We'll have to share that with Christine Duffy and see if she agrees with that.
Yeah.
The shareholders don't want y'all to fight on the ship. Stop it.
And that's why. Yeah, exactly. No. But yeah, definitely. So that is all I have for this week's podcast. How about you?
I think that's it for me too. I don't think there's anything else to talk about that I can remember, and that's the problem with me. Maybe I'll see y'all later on another platform live but I am feeling tired today. It was very hot. It's hot down here, and that's why we have these showers right now. Hopefully, it wasn't too hot for you. It is hot.
It's pretty warm.
Caliente.
I shut this AC off so it wouldn't be so loud. But dang, I'm ready to turn
No, I
it back
got the
on.
fans. No, I'm cooling off in here. Well, I guess that's it, guys. So we made it to about an hour, 56 minutes here. Any last questions? Thank you for joining with us, those of you who are in here. Anybody want to shout out?
Thank you for getting that chat going. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Mom Boss, Dave, Kathy, if you're still in here. Anybody want to shout out? It'll be on YouTube, at least until YouTube shuts down. I doubt that's happening, but forever. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Sad.
Bill, hey, thank you for stopping in. I keep missing your show. Your show is Wednesdays, right? Or Thursdays? I need to set a timer because I did it for Destination. Because if not, I will just be selfish and be on TikTok live or doing something. We appreciate that, Bill. Hey, we're trying to emulate your professionalism, but I need to pay for this StreamYard because there's not many options in here on the free version. But thank you again, and I think that's it. Last call for any questions or comments, and we'll shout them out. Those of you in here, make sure and follow Warm Strong Adventures. He has a YouTube channel. He cruises. He was just on Margaritaville Islander. He's going to be on our cruise actually next year, our Trans-Pacific. So we're going to get some time. He may want to stay away from us for 29 days, but I'm just joking. We're going to get to know you. We're going to get to know you. God willing, everything works out. We will all be there.
Like a mini world cruise.
It's going to be fun. I really can't wait for that. Just I think we have like 10 or 11 sea days in a row at some point. I am going to sleep for like 3 days straight. Maybe not quite, but I'm going to sleep. I am going to rest and rejuvenate. I'm going to come back looking puffy, but that's fine. I can't wait for that.
It's going to be,
but make sure you follow Warm.
So whatever is voted on this thing in October is going to affect us for next year. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's a good point. I wonder if they would change the itinerary.
Maybe.
Because maybe you're grandfathered in though. That's 2026 season, right? Is what they're looking at.
Well, that's for the decline in passengers, but this one that they're voting on, I don't know when it. I got to look into it a little bit more. So.
I got to keep you in here because we might meet before then. But if not, next April. We're going to meet Destination Fun coming up into August. So that's going to be cool. And meet a lot of other people from TikTok some people maybe might be in here. I don't know. I don't think so, but we're going to meet Lisa, KB, Lois, and I think some other people. Maybe Anyway, I can't remember the names, but
Good
yep.
time.
Thank you for joining us,
But
guys. And
absolutely.
thank you,
Thank you
Nautical
guys so much.
Wanderers.
If you have not already, please, 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 this is not so humble, like on my knees, or maybe this is very humbling. I don't know, whatever, however it says. Please subscribe to our channels if you have not already. You have Tellman Explorers over here, I think. Am I pointing the right way? Oh, no, this way. Is that right? Yeah, okay.
It's weird how it...
And then Nautical Wanderers is my page, if you don't mind going over there and subscribing there. If you have not already, we are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're on it all, and we're about to lose our light, so this was perfect.
We're about to lose power.
Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We will be back next Friday as well. We do this every Friday, 6 p.m. Please come hang out with us, chat with us. We'll talk more cruise news. We'll talk about random reviews that we see, whatever. We'll talk about it all. So awesome. You guys have a fantastic night.
Stay safe. Same to you. Same to everybody. Thank you again for joining us, and have a great... And remember, take some time to what?
What? Explore?
No, wander.
Wander. Oh, that's mine. I thought, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was like,
remember to...
All right. Y'all have a good
crazy.
night.
Take some time to wander. Bye-bye.
Some time to wander. Bye.